The best example here
is liquid death.
He's literally selling to the Eskimos ice cube.
Martin, we should talk. Remote work is full of uncertainty.
Alex leads brand and PR at Mellow,
the platform that makes global business and contractor collaboration simple.
Have you ever played maybe like GTA?
Yeah.
Shit, here we go again.
Yeah, I want to see where this is going.
You can complete Cyprus. As a brand manager, like you can easily create connections here.
About Mellow, what's the best one-liner to describe you?
We help companies work with their flexible workforce as easy as they can do it.
There is a multitude of extremely different generations. How can employers manage this diversity?
The most painful thing here is that office is really emotional space. It gives comfort. There is no silver bullet when it comes to future of work.
What comes first in Mellow then? Hello. Welcome to another episode of Made in Cyprus, big business story from a tiny island, or like many of you like to frame it, Mitsiala Rotsi. Today is another special episode. I know I'm saying this every time, but we only have special episodes and special people. We're going to be talking about the past, present, and future of the future of work, which I know each one of you has questions, each one of you has worries. There is a lot of confusion in it, and there is no better person than Alex Norovyatkin, Head of PR and Brand at Mellow. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you
How
for
was
having me.
How was the surname pronunciation? Did I butcher it?
Yeah, it's actually a good one, I should
Perfect.
say. Yeah.
One take. I promise this was one take.
Yeah.
Alex, before we go into work life and all the beautiful side dishes, what does a head of brand and PR do, and why is it important?
So basically, as a head of public relations and brand, I do many things, and what I usually tend to say to our partners or our clients that I'm in the middle between like product teams, tech teams, support teams, marketing teams, and sales teams. Basically, I'm like, an integrator between all of them. I try to collect all the data points, different insights, and bring them to our marketing strategy and also our communication strategy. So I work with customers, helping them resolve different issues. I also work with potential customers, trying to understand their needs and how we can promote our brand accordingly. I also try to understand our stakeholders and what kind of strategy we need to work with, like what kind of regions we want to go, what kind of messages we need to spread, etc. So basically, I collecting different texts with like content, marketing strategies, public relations, of course, media relations, also some events and influencer campaigns, for example. Wow. And I'm also sometimes I am a guest on such beautiful podcasts as yours. So yeah, that's
the highlight of your career.
But mostly my CEO Pavel Shinkarenko, he's attending much more podcasts than me, and I think it's a successful result from my point of view.
Listen, Alex, like I'm really curious about this because I love your definition of your positioning, and I share it because like we use as brand as the ultimate integrator of all the different silos of our organization, right? So it brings together customer, brings together product, basically brings together everything.
Yeah.
And I think good organizations are good brands where everyone has the same understanding. Was Mellow did Mellow always have this position, or it's something that this position grew into it and there was a need into it as the organization grew? Tell me about that philosophy.
Yeah, it's actually the second thing from my perspective. So first, I think mostly like the most painful problem for any big organization, which starts actually, is how we can attract our customers, how we grow our client base. So many of our first problems, they were focused on this part, how we can attract customers,
get the money in,
basically cash flow, etc. And I was just a regular PR manager in our team. My job was like do some, make some events, some interviews maybe, and help with SQLs and MQLs.
Yep.
But then we realized that our space is actually really huge. We operate in 3 different areas at the same time. We work as a legal tech company, as a HR tech company, and also as a fintech company.
Yeah.
Because we work with people. with money
Yeah.
and with loss.
Yeah, and for the people that don't know about Mellow, what's the best one-liner to describe? You make remote work possible, yeah?
Yes, basically, yeah, we help companies work with their flexible workforce as easy as they can do it.
Yeah.
So we hire people, we contract them, we onboard them, and we can help you pay for their services and do it legally in 100
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
So that's it. And
So the company grew, the organization grew.
Yes,
so you
yes.
started to having
Yes.
a stable clients
Yes.
and stable flow. And then what happened to say, hey, we need a head of PR?
like 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, as the brand was born. And our job was actually how we can prepare our positioning and how we can differentiate from our competitors. Sorry.
Yeah.
So as I said to you, our space is really crammed with different competitors like Deal, Oyster, Remote. I can like mention different names, but I don't want to like mention them because I'm a head of brand of Mellow, not their company.
Mellow is better.
So that's why. But because the space is really cramped, we were thinking, okay, we should create something new. We should find our own space.
Yeah.
And as a company, for example, I can say that one of our pillars is that we are focused on flexible workforce.
Yeah.
Part-timers, gig workers, freelancers, contractors. We do not work with FTEs. We don't help you find a new employee in a specific country. We do not provide EOR services. We work with contractors, freelancers, because we see that this is the future of work. People who are working with different type of companies. I think you have seen such a thing in your agency, like designers, they tend to work with different companies. They have their own portfolio. They engage with side gigs, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
So this is our bread and butter. So like we decided that this approach needs much more focused team. So that's why we decided like to find event manager, community manager, content producer, and I have like 6 folks in my team right now. And we're working with content, we're working with community management, with CERM, with ORM, with different mentions, etc., etc., etc. So it's like I can say that's a full-fledged company in terms of brand. So,
yeah, that's interesting, and like I think you also have one of those questions that any marketplace, for the lack of better word, has, which is like a supply and demand, which is like employee and employer.
Yes.
What comes first in Mellow then?
It's a good question, actually. I think companies first, unfortunately, for now, because actually organizations, they set the rules right now. Even when we are talking about future of work and we like thinking about, oh, you know what, I don't want to work on site. Off site. I want to work only in a remote basis. But still, if tomorrow you, Martin, will receive an offer from OpenAI and some Altman says, you know what, Martin, come to our office in San Francisco, but you should work in our office for $1 million. You will think about it and maybe you will like take this offer. And organizations, they can shift this like perception. So I think that now we are focused more on organizations because they have money, they have this power, and they have the agency. But what we see from our customer base is that a lot of people, they have a lot of customers and they become kind of entrepreneurs or mini entrepreneurs. And they also have this agency to influence organizations and set their own rules.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I wanna go deeper into what you mentioned before, that like for now organization have the power, but things will change. And you also said that like you believe in a future of work where everyone will be is micro entrepreneur.
Yes,
will go around. What is going on? So what happened in the last 5-10 years, and like what do you think will happen in the next 5-10 years then?
Okay, so from my perspective, the current workforce trends, they are really elastic. So what I mean by that is that you can choose between different type of models. You can work in the office, you can work remotely, you can have remote friendly policy, or you can have remote only policy, something like that. So we can choose. And this is the first approach. The second approach is that what we see, especially from US-based companies, our space is really US-focused because a lot of US-based companies, they have a lot of money to work with remote teams. So this is our key target market. So what we see from this area is that a lot of companies, they tend to work with far short talents, with overseas talent. So they work with guys from Kazakhstan, Belgrade, I don't know, Bulgaria, Cyprus, etc., etc., etc. Because they are really money-wise in terms of their workforce strengths and their workforce strategy. And they also want to bring variety in their teams. And, like, in fact, mostly of our clients, they have 2+ regions in their workforce strategies. So they work with local talent, but also like the talent from CIS countries, for example. This is the first thing. Even with like current trends on closing the economies, you know, like different financial restrictions, US-based companies, they tend to work with those people because they understand their experience, their costs, and their basically the result that they can bring to their teams.
Yeah.
At the same time, we see that a lot of Gen Zs, they actually tend to work on contract basis because, first of all, they do not have working in office experiences. It's like, you know what? For example, when I was preparing to our podcast, I was like trying to, you know, to remember how much films and series have like office scenes, you know, like Office as a TV series, American Psycho, for example, or like Suits, something like that.
Yeah.
Gen Zs, they do not have like even their pop culture. They see something else. So from their childhood, they understand, you know what, I can do whatever I want to. So for them, contract-based work make much more sense because they can have this flexibility and freedom. In fact, we have a client which is called Flylane. It's a tech company, also US-based, if I'm not mistaken. So most of their workforce is Gen Zs, and they want to work as a contract-based workers because they do not need like benefits, you know, insurances. They can cover it, just pay for their services accordingly, but they can cover it, and they want to have this agency to do whatever they want to. So from my perspective, you should really think about this generation and think how you will construct your strategy in the future, how you prepare for it, how you prepare your managers, for example, how you, I don't know, maybe create virtual meetings and they won't suck, sorry. It's a huge problem for now. And obviously the most painful thing here is that office is really emotional space. Virtual offices, they lack emotions. They are lacking emotions. So
there is still something
yes.
that the office offers
Yes,
that we
yes,
haven't
yes.
been able to
For example, it gives comfort. You know, when you understand that someone, you know, brings pizza because of their birthday, you see a lot of people's faces. You feel connected.
Yeah.
And when you have this connection, you feel valued, and you feel even our brains they want to feel this connection because they feel safer and more, how to say, they can anticipate something. You know, they understand, okay, I know the space, I know this guy, I know this guy. Remote work is full of uncertainty. Even like, for example, your accountant will write you a message right now saying, Martin, we should talk. Like you have like different thoughts immediately, like, oh my God, maybe we lost our client, I don't know, EBITDA or something like this, I don't know, we need to find a new source of cash flow, etc., etc., etc. So this uncertainty is really challenging one for many organizations.
Yeah.
And you also have this emotional connection in the office. So I think that office is really valuable space. But unfortunately, there are still many, how to say, hindrances and silent killers of the office culture, and we should get rid of it. So.
Yeah, and obviously, like, I think the last 5 years, work changed more than it changed in the last 50 years. I think before COVID, everything was for granted. You know, even myself. You know, I was born in the late 1888. Okay. I grew up in a Soviet family, so I saw. I don't think there was I think there was stricter work than Soviet work. It was like this, and that's it.
Clock in, clock out.
Equal from everyone, and then we moved to Italy. Things changed, but as you said, like office was like a given.
Yes.
And I remember as a junior designer, I moved to London.
Okay.
I was living in Zone 6, and I was commuting, 1 hour and a half to go to work. And if I was in the office at 8:05 instead of 8:00, I had to apologize. And that was the norm. That was the norm. And then we had COVID, everything changed. So now there is a multitude of extremely different generations in the same square meters of the office that we didn't have before. It's been a huge shock.
Yes.
How can employers manage this diversity? Because I reckon, like, if you go on a big organization like Microsoft and you survey, do you want to work from the office? Do you want to work remote? I don't think you will get conclusive data.
Yeah, that's true. It's a melting pot for sure.
What do we have to do? And how do you guys help mitigate these situations?
I think we have a really beneficial side of remote work in our company because we can choose. So first of all, and many of our teams, they work independently. So, for example, my team is spread across the globe. I have guys in Norway, in Thailand, here in Cyprus, in Georgia. So I can't even choose. I should go remotely. I should choose this remote type of work, but I can choose whatever I want to work with my other C-level folks in my office, off-site or on-site day. So I think that you should, first of all, you should give this freedom for sure. You should track it for sure. You can experiment with it. So, for example, you have, I don't know, a specific product department, and they want, like all of them, they want to work remotely. Okay, that's nice. Just like measure their achievements and their results from the beginning, and then like after 6 months, for example, you will see how this exact team performs after like all those challenges and experiments that they have done like during their experimenting period. So I think you don't want to find all-in-one solution because it's a long shot. I think you won't find it for sure. It's just there is no silver bullet when it comes to the future of work. You always have to choose according to the needs of the specific team. And from my perspective, I think that managers and C-level positions, they should work in the office because they have so much knowledge across their teams and they need to discuss it. And discussion is much more valuable and easygoing when it comes to the office culture, 100%. Not the virtual meetings. So this is like my read on this. But I believe that like many agencies, they will say, you know what, we have a flexible team and it's going okay. If it's work for you, I think that's the thing. I know that many Cyprus companies, they tend to work only in the office. They bring their people in the offices. They like say that this is just a rule. I think they missing something from my perspective, but they are profitable. They make money. People are willing to go to those companies. So, you know what? I can't judge them.
Yeah. Do you think flexibility is a benefit or a given nowadays?
I think it's still a benefit. I think it's still a benefit. And
what's the trend? Because you guys are obviously connected with both sides of the story. So what's the trend in terms of benefits? Like you said before, some the people that value remote working and they want to work from wherever, they said, no, okay, keep your benefit. Like we'll take care of that. So. What's the trend around it? Do people care about benefit, or they care more about being independent in a way?
It really depends on the circumstances. As I said in my example with Sam Altman and his message, like you always have this reality check. And that's why I said that this approach is elastic right now.
Yeah.
Today, I can say to you that, remote work is amazing. But tomorrow, one like big tech company will give me an offer and I for sure go for it, even if it's like office only policy.
Yeah.
Because they give me something else instead of the flexibility that I mentioned before. So this is always give and take. And I think that when we are talking about future of work trends and when we are reading about it, we do not see this elastic approach. We just tend to think, people, they want to work in offices. No, they want to work remotely. No, they want to work in offices, and that's it. No,
there is no answer.
No, there is no answer. Life doesn't work in this way. It's really flexible and how to say, it's really wavy in terms of the approaches. So I think you should always understand that there is like many dots, and you can connect them differently. And if it's work for you, that's the best option. So,
yeah. And what would you say to an organization that wants to go back to the office?
The office, okay.
Nah, so they were flexible and now they're saying no.
First of all, you should communicate accordingly. You should do a lot of homework. Prepare for your communication strategy. And I'm saying this like a head of public relations. Actually, you should prepare. For any answer regarding like your policies. You should, if you're a big tech, for sure prepare for your media bombing messages. Like they will for sure go for your to your boss, ask some really spicy questions regarding your policies, especially if you're in the Western culture. In the US, like there are many media outlets, and they are like going to different CEOs. They tend to judge those decisions. So this is the second thing. The third thing, you should train your managers that they should propel this message that, we should work in office right now. This is our decision. If you don't want to go with it, you can choose like another company. We will support you. But I think you should treat your employees like they are adults, not they are kids. Just like do it in a respectful way. So this is the most important thing, because if people they find out that you decide something like this from their friends, this is just a really challenging situation to go from, just like to solve actually. So you just have to do it step by step, transparent as far as you can do it. And this is just my read on this.
And why do companies then hire remote? Why you mentioned a lot of companies that in your roster, lots of clients that they prefer remote. What is it that they prefer? That they prefer having less string attached, or they're looking for specific skills in a specific region because that's what they need for their...
Both things actually, both things. Cost effectiveness for sure. Diversity in their teams for sure, acumen in specific areas. For example, if you do not know how to launch a specific campaign, working with a freelancer or fractional expert is the best thing you can do.
In the location of
yes.
launch.
Yes. This is like the best thing. Do not bring those people inside your company, because you won't understand how efficient they are. For example, you don't know how much money you should pay to them. So it's just like it doesn't make any sense. So this is the blend of both things that I mentioned. Also, I think that many companies, they work with nomads nowadays. So they like their local talent, they decide to go somewhere else, like maybe to Thailand, or maybe like to, I don't know, maybe to Cyprus, because Cyprus has a digital nomad visa program as well. So this is how companies, they want to keep their stuff because they think they're efficient. So they also they spread their teams, but not external ones, internal ones. So yeah, that's it.
Would you say that Cyprus is a great place for nomads to live, but also for companies to look out of Cyprus to hire? Like, would you believe that Cyprus as a Cyprus local ecosystem
Yes.
for business is a great place for companies to think about remote working?
Yes, and it's a true thing actually. We have a lot of Cyprus companies, especially in game dev, for example. Like we're working with Dominic Games, Score Warrior, for example, and other GDCY, for example. So they work with their remote teams from Cyprus.
Yeah.
Cyprus is a really unique place because it's a crossroad between MENA, UK, Europe.
Yeah.
So you just you collect all those regions in one place, and you can go to any of those regions from Cyprus.
Yeah.
You can also attract people from those regions to work with your Cyprus company. So I think it's an amazing place, and especially the tax system there here is just it's astonishing. So for sure, it's a great
And
place.
you guys launched and built from here, right? So,
Yes.
What's good and what's bad in launching a digital company like yours?
As I said, tax system, government, local communities, and also expat communities. You have blend of both of them. I think it's really beneficial because you can touch the local culture. You also have some relatives from or friends from your past.
Yeah.
For example, what else? A lot of high skill talent actually here. I like the fact that shocked me that many people, they do not understand that Cypriots, they have a really good education, like many of them, especially in STEM roles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I think you should understand it if you are like a local business and you're looking for such talent. So what's bad is because it's not, for example, in Europe in the way that it's an island still. It's not in Schengen.
Yeah, it's quite physically detached and far from Europe.
Yes.
I mean to go from here to the Baltics, it's a long trip.
Yes, for sure. And it's also it also affects like the talent that you can bring. For example, some guys from Belgium, they do not think that I want to work with Cyprus company. They will think about Netherlands, Germany, and other like European countries.
And that's a problem of the brand image of Cyprus, I guess, right?
Yes.
It's not like you're thinking about, I'm gonna go work with gaming or financial market. You should think about Cyprus because Cyprus is on the top 5 globally
in terms of hub,
in terms of those hub. But still, we don't have that mindset. And that was one of the reasons why we have this podcast as well, is to promote Cyprus beyond the halloumi, souvlaki, and holiday destination,
amazing
and blue flags, which is great. But like we have an incredible amount of talent.
Yes, I understand that.
In here as well. And what about you? So what brought you to Cyprus then originally?
War. Because of the war, I had to relocate. I miss my family for sure.
Where are you originally? Where did you grow up?
In Russia. In Russia. Yeah. I miss my family, but like I like Cyprus. I can't complain. It's an amazing place. I have a lot of friends here. A lot of like actually. I really like to explain Cyprus to my PR friends in the way that have you ever played maybe like GTA or like Gran Turismo?
I want to see where this is going.
Yeah. So from my perspective, you can complete Cyprus as a brand manager or brand director because it's an island.
You can complete the Cyprus level 100%.
Yes, you can complete it. So you complete different zones like Limassol, Larnaca, Lefkosia, like Paphos, etc. So and it's really it's playful. It's a really cool approach to your work. I think, especially if you are PR folk, from PR agencies or like from PR department, because you can easily create connections here. Easily, just go to the kindergarten. Maybe some parties, something like that, and you will find amazing people, and you can talk to them. You can create those connections, those bonds, and they will help you in the future. You can create different campaigns. You can contribute, and you see this contribution. It's also a really beneficial side of Cyprus, I think, because
it's true.
When those like terrible fires appeared, I know that a lot of people they immediately went after them and donated money, bring their support, and you can see how it's contributed to the whole situation. I think it's really cool that you can see it. So. It's a really cool place, and I appreciate it so much that I'm here. So.
And obviously, Alex, I mean, you came here because you had to leave home, right?
Yes,
like many other. So my question is, what's gonna happen once the situation home will stabilize and normalize itself?
Yes.
Like you and your peers and the community around you. What's gonna happen? Do you think these people will wanna go back home? They wanna stay? What's the atmosphere?
I think many will go home for sure, because many people they are here because of their work, for example, and because of the situation.
Yeah.
And when they will have this freedom to go their homes, and companies will allow them, especially if companies will allow them, I think many people will go, but I know that many of my colleagues, they when they are talking about Cyprus, they say that this is their home right now.
Yeah.
So I think that the core audience, like in terms of freelancers, I think it will stay. I can't unfortunately mention like some numbers because I do not know them. But this is just my perspective on this. For many people, this is the first experience of relocation as a thing. And when you have these experiences, sometimes you want to go back and start from go back to your drawing board and understand what kind of future you want to unfold for you and your family. So and there has been an interesting story in the news as well with Brain Rocket leaving as well, which was highly unexpected as well. Yes.
So potentially there is some sort of bubble that will burst at some point in Cyprus, but it's hard to say.
Yes, it's hard to say. Really hard to say. It's just I think that the more people staying here, the more they tend to stay here for a long time. For example, if you've been staying here for living in Limassol, for example, for 5 years, I think you will stay after, even if the borders will open or something like that happens. So, but if you just relocated, it's an easy
it's interesting because obviously like every mass movement of people come with the good side and the bad side. I think the bad side for Limassol is the cost of living
for sure
went up, rents went up. It became really hard. I know for sure that a lot of people that I talk to and my peers, they will watch with this movement out of Cyprus with an interest, because in their mind it will normalize the cost of living situation, which might be true or might be right. We will see. But also the reality is that a lot of new energy, new creativity came into Cyprus, and I think one thing is for sure, a lot of things change in the last 5 years for around work, but a lot of things change for Cyprus in the last 5 years because of the extra people that we had.
Yes, for sure.
Sure, a lot of question marks into what are the negative connotation for a group of people, but we have new events, we have new creativity, we have new energy, and a lot of those foreigners that came into Cyprus, they brought this back with them. I've seen Cyprus and Limassol booming in the last couple of years, because I've been here for like 8-9 years, and after COVID, so much good stuff happen in terms of energy, new
What is
companies, new people.
the best stuff that happened like after?
I think digitalization for sure. I think Alpha Omega doing deliveries, for example.
Yeah,
because
Volt was launched.
Bolt,
yes,
like,
yes.
and all of this, which out of Cyprus was normal. Like I was
Okay.
living in London and it was like normal Uber and having delivery, but in Cyprus, I still was like a lot of like, it was still done traditionally. So that had to happen and had to happen really fast.
Okay.
But also the fact that I see founders and I see C-level suites looking more out of Cyprus.
Okay.
And being a bit more creative, seeing what's happening out of there, and the evolution of new industries like biotech, gaming, all the high risk markets beyond forex. I think we had way too much forex before as well, but also events and gatherings.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Fuck
for
Up
sure.
Nights,
Yes.
Marketing Next,
Yes. Tech Island community.
Tech Island,
yes.
like is being huge.
Yes.
Podcasts like this show,
Yes.
companies like yours.
Yeah, IT parties
uh,
from Alec, for example.
Right,
Yes,
all
yes,
of that
yes.
happened in the last couple
Yes.
of 5 years, right?
Yes.
And then it's all because when expats and communities come together,
Yeah.
Cyprus also really
Yeah.
flourishes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And since you're in brand, I wanna pick your brain into that. Then, when do you think? Because we covered it a bit at the beginning.
Yes.
You know, we covered that like it's good to have sales, it's good to have
Yes,
the money,
yes, traction, basically, yeah.
the money coming in. But like, what is your belief in brand, and why do you believe in your job title, and why do you
Okay.
think it? You know, this has legs for the future, and why people should invest in brand then?
First thing, you can land a big client without the brand, for sure. Enterprise, they won't go just because of your sales process. They will go for your brand, for sure. This is just a combination of both. But we tend to work with big clients in the first place. When I say big clients, it's like 1,000 plus employees.
Yeah.
They have offices in different countries. They can choose.
And what does brand do then in those situations?
It highlights the reliability of the company, their vision, their approach, and it shows to them that you can talk to those guys, for example, without thinking that you are breaking some laws or you're doing something ineffective.
Trust,
With trust, yeah, it is trust basically. But this trust can be embodied like in different ways, you know. So this is the first thing. So I think branding is really important when it comes to enterprise, when you want to achieve a really big, like you want to land those clients, you want to land those names.
When you want to go to the next level.
Yes, yeah, basically next level. Yeah, next level. The second thing is that when you have a situation that your product or your service become a really common thing, and the comparison between your company and your other companies, becomes really, how to say, easy thing to do. The brand becomes a really important thing because it basically outweighs your competitors. If anyone can do whatever what you can do, like the brand is a really huge thing.
Yeah.
The best example here is Liquid Death.
Yeah.
It's just water, but like everyone can deliver water. Like Banaqua, I can mention different names, but I'm not head of public relations of those companies. I'm head of public relations and of Mellow. So, but we know Liquid Death. We care about their commercials. We care about their campaigns. And I think this is another example when brand matters. Third thing, when you want to find really good people, A-star talent, they will go if you have good brand.
Yeah.
When they will know you, like they just know that you exist as a company.
Yeah.
So all those things, they are really important. But as I said, when you Series A or seed round company, you don't want to spend a lot of your budget on the brand. Please do sales, do your market fit, do your product market fit, channel fit, all those necessary things. Because otherwise, your brand strategy will fall apart.
Yeah.
You can create this like really important layers without creating a base. So.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like one of the lines that we use a lot is that like a good product will get you in the game. So obviously you need to have a good product,
Yes.
but so many others have a good product. Right?
Yes.
So a good product is your ticket to play, but brand is how you will win the game. Right? Ultimately.
Especially if you, for example, you create something new. Yeah, you propel new strategies. For example, I don't know, everyone drinking water, and you said that water is it's a mess. You should, I don't know, drink a lot of milk or something like that. Just and you have this idea that you want to replace all the water across like organization, even here, with milk. You can do this thing without the brand. You should propel different messages. Maybe like do some research. I don't know, create some influence marketing campaigns, etc., etc., etc. This is not just a sales process.
You need to onboard people.
Yes,
and
onboard
make it,
people.
and make it believe it. No, I love what you said, because
Yes.
like it's I think it's brand is becoming increasingly more important.
Yes.
We see B2B companies now investing into brand, because the reality is that features are interchangeable.
Yes.
Right? I think there is a study that says that most of the consumers, 80% of the consumers, they think that companies are interchangeable from the feature perspective.
Yes.
Because Apple does exactly the same thing that Samsung does, or
Yes.
any other Android phone, right?
Yes,
But ultimately, we decide to buy Apple and
Yes.
pay even more.
Yeah.
And Liquid Death, it's awesome. Like if you guys from home that you're listening this, you haven't heard about Liquid Death, go and check out the case
Yes,
study,
for
because
sure.
they became a multi-million company by selling something that you can just turn the tap on and have it, which is
Yes.
water, right?
Yes.
So they made water sexy, they made
Yes.
water fun.
Yes.
Their creative campaigns are
Yeah.
incredible. They sell multi-millions of their sales is coming from merchandise.
Yes.
Because people love it so much.
Yes. Just a brand.
Yeah,
Just a
when
brand
was
thing.
the last time you bought a T-shirt from Evian?
Yeah,
right? It's like and it's a brand. It's like
Yes.
it's literally selling
yes.
to the Eskimos ice cube.
Yes.
Because they package it up in this beautiful brand. But you're right. I think you need to get your sales done.
Yes.
You need to have your go-to-market strategy sorted.
Yes.
And then invest into
Yes,
that
yes,
brand,
yes,
because that is your long-term strategy. That's how you will beat the competitors. And Alex, where does AI come into your philosophy, your work, your brand building, but also what is the relationship of AI in Mellow? How are you guys using it?
We just finished our first hackathon, where we basically suggested to anyone in our team create their own AI agents inside Nathan, using the different workflows, automating their processes. And you know what? A lot of people from HR department, legal department, financial department, they participated in this project. So we are really focused on propelling AI and make this adoption as smooth as possible, and do it in a great way. You know, we don't want to just fire people because they do not know how to work with AI, especially when it comes to non-technical positions. So this is just our overall approach. In my team, I always pushing the boundaries of using AI inside our company.
Yep.
I have this constant FOMO that I do not understand how to use AI to create content. All of my friends from creative agencies, they like creating different, videos from VO3. They use 11 Labs. They use this creating pipelines in Midjourney, etc., etc., etc. I have much more manager position, and that's why I'm lacking this ground. But my recipe is that I gather people who are freaking loving, just freaking loving doing those things inside AI tools.
Yeah.
So, and I push them, saying that you should learn how to use VO3 to create different advertisement for our meta campaigns, for example.
Yeah.
You should use AI to create different scenarios for our events. Please do it, and I will support you. I can understand how to do it, but I think you will be able to. and we will create not just like this skill inside our company and inside our team, but you also will benefit from it. So it's just like a win-win-win, because my team benefits, our company benefits, and the person benefits. And this approach helps me a lot, because when I having those connections, I understand that I can always learn from my own people, like my own team. And my content producer can teach me as a newbie, as a junior specialist in AI, how to create something. Because I, as a head of public relations and brand, pushed him and convey the message to my stakeholders that we should do it. We should educate our people. We should contribute. We should give them money so they can go to learn something new.
Yep.
This is our approach. So we're trying to adopt it as much as we can. Pavel, our CEO, he launched the first actually AI exhibition of different gallery works here in Cyprus.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, like I think it's smart, right? So hire the people that really love it and they are really passionate about it. Because one thing about AI is sure, there's like we still know very little, and it's moving so fast.
Yes, really fast.
So fast. It's very hard to keep up. What would you say, again, going back into the work that you guys do with the future of work with Mellow? What would you say to someone that is afraid that AI will take their jobs?
I think it will be tough for sure, and as you said, we can't even anticipate the future.
What's going on?
Yeah. So you should stay resilient, and to be able to stay resilient, you should embrace the challenge of using it.
Yeah.
If you understand how to optimize your processes by using AI, even by 10 or 20%, you're still a valuable person inside many companies. You know what? For example, there was a research, and I think I have seen it in one Telegram channel or something like that, that many US-based companies still don't have cloud-based interfaces. Cloud-based infrastructures.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud-based. So like
10 years ago.
Yeah, we are still talking about cloud-based infrastructure, not AI. So of course, AI will move really fast, but there will be a lot of work to do. I'm really optimistic. I like to be optimistic about anything.
Yeah, same.
So
same. I think one thing that we know about AI is that it makes average and makes good really good. So it makes easier to spot average work and average workers really much faster. And I think I'm with you. We don't know where it's going, but I will add it's here to stay. No reason to fight it, I think.
Yes, no reason to fight it. Yeah, for sure. You can find it.
Alex, tell me about this.
Yeah, this is our book actually about
Decoding
the future of work.
Gig economy terms.
Yeah.
Tell me the story about this.
So this is actually the project of my team. Our content producer came to me. It was actually maybe last year or maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
I love the first page with the employee of HR.
That we should create a project to help HR folks to navigate in this really crowded space. Because what we see from our research and our work, that many HR specialists, they just overwhelmed with their work, and they don't have a time and a guide how to work with flexible workforce.
It just happened, isn't it? And people have to sort it out.
They do not understand how to and this is not their fault. They are just cramped with tasks with FTEs. They have to manage benefits, find a new person, fire this, that one, etc. So we decided that we should contribute. And what we have done, we create this book. This is like this is a real book. You can buy it on Amazon.
It's a really practical guide as well. Yeah, and there are tips and stuff. Where can people buy it? On Amazon?
On Amazon, on Amazon. And we also have a copy you can download on our website. just go to mellow.io resources, and you
Amazing.
will find this.
So this is for HR manager to help them navigate what's going on.
Yes, yeah. Basically, you have like 50 different terms and concepts of the future of work, like how to work with flexible workforces. We collected different guides from Toyota, Amazon, Meta, other companies. We also added some articles from different experts. And you can scan QR codes and go to the source and dive deeper if you want
Amazing.
to. So it's a really practical guide if you want to start with the flexible
We'll
workforce.
check it out. We'll put it in the description
Yes,
as well, so
for
people
sure.
can do it. And Alex, before I let you go, I want to do like a little game.
Okay.
Let's play work in 5 words.
Okay.
So you have to finish the sentence with one sentence or less.
Okay.
Slack is
Meh.
what's better?
Better, I don't know what's
Meh.
better actually. I like Discord, but because I'm a gamer, so
Okay,
I don't understand how to scale it actually for the organizations. But yeah,
Meetings are
silent killers.
why?
Because from my perspective, they steal so much time of many companies.
I agree. I judge the quality of my day by in the morning opening the calendar and see how many meetings they are. I need to sort it out because it fucks
You
my,
have a
it fucks
founder
my day.
actually, yeah.
It
You
fucks my
have a
day.
founder. And
You
your
know?
energy.
Like I have blocks of work now, but like I open my calendar and I see I have like 4 or 5 meetings. I'm like
My record actually, I think it's 12.
yeah,
12, something like that.
but also I loved what you said before about like some meetings should be done
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes,
office.
for sure.
We always do this brand strategy workshop, right, which is a whole day of brainstorming exercises, discussions and everything. Like we always try to push it to do
Yes.
it live because no one can correct me on this, saying that like workshop remotes, a whole day workshop remotes do not work. And like we had to do it because we had remote teams. We didn't manage to fly them in. It took us 3 times the amount of time to do the things that we had to do. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's really tedious. It's really
I love
tedious.
tools
yeah,
like
yeah.
Miro
Yes,
and everything, but it's not the same thing.
It's just there. It's not the same thing. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I agree with you.
Creativity is
Everywhere.
Cyprus is
Welcoming.
woohoo. AI is.
The future.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you very much for
Thank you.
your time. Where can people can find you if they want to learn more about you, about your work with Mellow, about your work with brand and PR? What's
Just,
the best place?
LinkedIn, I think. LinkedIn. Just add me to your LinkedIn profile, like your friend list. So yeah, and I also have Telegram for some other folks if you want to. So yeah, let's connect.
Brilliant. Alex, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for joining, listening, and I'll see you next time.